Hello there, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Wrestle with me, Sam Leterna. Today, my guest is someone who I have wanted to interview since I saw her at the Collective 2020, Miss Lindsay Snow. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. How are you doing, Sam?
I'm good. I've got my tea here. I'm ready to go. Had a productive day. Just got back from the gym too, about an hour ago. So I'm pumped up. I'm pumped up for this. I'm trying to get on your level, get those guns.
Nice. Good job. Good job.
Trying. I have like little nugget arms, but I'm getting there. But let's talk this past year because I know that you were on a bit of a tear. Winning the Bloodsport tournament at the Collective 2020 against Allison Kay. Also beginning kind of a new experience in death matches as well with an No Peace Underground. And then, unfortunately, your ACL injury happened, and it kind of put a stop to those things. How are you doing as of right now with your recovery process?
I'm doing really good. I'm about halfway done with being out. It's definitely one of those things that's kind of turned into almost like a prison sentence because it's like you can't do anything. You can't walk. I couldn't drive. I couldn't really do anything for the first couple of months. So like right now, I'm like slowly regaining like certain things. I just started driving again. I started walking again. I'm finally off of my crutches, so that's a great thing. And I'm just taking it one day at a time and just trying to come back as good and healthy as I can. And I still got a little bit of ways left in this recovery, but things are starting to look up.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're making good progress because I know that an AC injury, I keep saying AC. It's because I see on in my house right now. I know that ACL injuries can be a little bit trying both mentally and physically on people because there's always the possibility of having surgery and then that potentially not even being successful. But it seems in your case it was. But were you nervous at the onset of the injury that you wouldn't be able to perform in the same way?
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that like looms over your head. Like whenever you find out that you're going to be out for a while and then you have a major injury that's requiring surgery, it's always like sitting in the back of your head, like, oh man, am I going to be able to do this again? But thankfully, like I'm young enough and I'm lucky enough to have had a really great surgeon. So everything should be back to normal, hopefully. But like I said, like it is one of those things that kind of like sits in the back of your brain, like hoping that you're still going to be like what you were before you left. But in a lot of my experiences, like talking to people that have had the same surgery that I have, they came back like bigger and better than they were before they got hurt. So that's what I'm hoping to happen to me too.
That is what will happen. Just put it into the universe and it will be what I say.
Right? Yeah, you got to speak it into existence.
Definitely. But Lindsay, so when I met you, it was at the Collective 2020, and I was so kind of in awe of your presence. Like I'd seen you on social media, but you are quite the formidable woman in person. Like you just look like a tank. You are all tatted up. Like you can definitely kick my butt, but you're also so nice. Once someone introduces themselves to you, you're actually a very nice person. We're not this necessarily intimidating presence that I thought you would be. But then when I saw you in the ring, I once again backtracked from that, and I realized this is a legitimate badass, and I have to respect that. But I've wanted to interview you since then because I think Bloodsport is such an interesting concept in pro wrestling right now, and I think that has been the catalyst to so many other like worked shoot style matches popping up, like UWFI series. There's another thing that I can't talk about right now that is work shoot related that will be coming out. So I think that you've been a part of this movement. How does it feel to kind of be on the cutting edge of that?
It feels amazing, honestly. I feel like that's where I belong because it's like not a lot of women were really like super into that style, and like now it's starting to grow. So like it makes me really, really happy to be a part of that and like kind of like almost be like a spokesperson for it because I was in like the first ever women's Bloodsport match with Sumi Sakai, and that was just like an amazing time as well. But then to be able to go back and be in Bloodsport again. And have 2 matches on the next show was just like, it's just like such like a breath of fresh air, You're just like, I can't believe that I get to do this. It's so amazing. And I get to be like this person that has like that has the representation, you know, like I get to be this person that has all of these accolades and stuff behind her, and I feel like I just want to do a really good job, and I just want to show girls like what they can do. So it makes me feel really good to be like in the forefront of this movement.
Absolutely. And with your experience competing in BJJ and being a student of that, and then transitioning into wrestling, you couldn't have been like at a better place at a better time, I feel like, you know?
Right? Yeah, they went hand in hand. It was a really nice transition for me to make. So I'm really happy that everybody was so accepting of my style and my look, especially because you know I don't look like a lot of women out there. So for people to be accepting of my look and my style and treat me with respect, man, I've got everything I could have ever asked for.
Definitely. And speaking of your look, like I said, you have a presence when someone meets you. And, you know, I think that you balance strength and femininity in a really positive way that shows women like I can be a badass, I can do MMA, I can wrestle, but I can also be, you know, sexy and beautiful and be tatted up. So what like message do you have for young women who might want to get into MMA, wrestling, even like just women who are thinking of getting like tatted up because it is a bold move to be as tatted as you are? What would you say to those women?
I would say, well, for one, find someone good because with tattoos and pro wrestling, you have to know who you're learning from or who you're getting work done by. So it's like it's the same in both realms. You know, you got to have somebody good to learn the sport from, to learn how to work from. It's definitely a skill that's a trade that you have to learn. And same with tattooing, it's a skill that you have to learn as a trade. And yeah, man, it's like just go to somebody good so that when you learn, you'll be learning like the right things. Or when you get tattooed, get tattooed by people that know what they're doing. And yeah, both are definitely something that you should very much study beforehand before going into either realms. Definitely like study and see who you're learning from or who you're getting tattooed by. And then like don't think about what other people have to say. If something that somebody else has to say is going to bother you that much, then you might need to work on yourself first before you go into either one of these realms. But yeah, I don't think that what other people have to say or what they should say to try to like tear you down or make you feel like you shouldn't do those things, because like for a really long time people told me I shouldn't wrestle, like girls don't wrestle, you know. And
Mm.
like that's whenever I started doing like freestyle wrestling, and now you see all these like little girls going and like tearing these boys up at competitions and stuff, and you're just so happy because it's like, man, like I can't believe that for so long I listened to what other people told me and I didn't pursue what I wanted to do, and I could have been happier a lot sooner. And then you know finding wrestling like a little like starting to train wrestling a little bit later on in life. I wish that I would have done it when I was younger.
Yeah, because you've been a fan since you were a kid, right? But
Yeah.
you went into MMA first and then transitioned into wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
which is super interesting. And I guess the fact that you have this MMA background, I'd assume if I were you and I stepped in the ring with anyone, I'd say, you know what? I can kick this person's butt. I feel confident no matter what. Have you like had those situations where you're like, you know what? This chick might be bigger than me, but if I got to do it, I'm gonna just go for it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, like sometimes there's like occasions when people try to take liberties on you, and that's basically when they try to just like do something out of line. And sometimes you have to put people back in line. If they try to get all crooked on you, you have to let them know, like, hey, no, this is not how this is gonna go.
In life as in wrestling, I'd imagine.
For
Or
sure.
in wrestling as in life. Yeah.
Yes. Or wrestling is life. Trick question.
Ah, yes. We're getting very meta. I like it. I like it. But there is that respect component in wrestling, of course. And I guess
Always.
it harkens back to finding the right trainer who is going to instill that respect, because otherwise it can be really hard to traverse certain locker rooms if you don't have that etiquette, you know, because wrestling is such a niche community in its own
It,
way.
it really is. And then like to have people that are going to try to like break that, and like try to make it so that it's not like everybody has respect for each other. They're just going to go into business for themselves. Like that's kind of like messed up, and I feel like those people kind of need to be out of the community, because it's like, hey, look, like we're both trying to trust each other. We're both giving our bodies to each other in the ring. Like the least you could do is not try to make this my last match.
Yeah, right. There's enough bookings and whatnot to go around, I'd imagine. Well, maybe not. It really depends how you look at it. Yeah, but I'm a believer in like creating other opportunities for other people so that like it keeps turning, as one would say, because that's how wrestling continues, right? And how it has history.
Yeah, we all treat each other with respect. Like the more everybody respects each other, the better the matches are. Like, dude, you just can't go out there and go into business for yourself, because then not only like does it kill your match, it kills you, like how you're perceived by all the other workers. So it's like, man, why would you want to, like, I don't know, deteriorate your like how everybody sees you? Why would you want to like kill that so quickly? So
Yeah,
in my opinion, I think it's messed up. So I don't do it, and I respect everybody that has the like the oomph to step in the ring with me.
absolutely. I agree. And there's a lot of women who actually haven't gotten the opportunity to step in the ring with yet because of injury, unfortunately. Women like Janai Kai, Masha Slamovich, Jordan Blade, other women who have experience in MMA in various ways. Is there one woman on the indies right now that you were just itching to face when you get back?
Oh man, well I would love to face Lufisto, Jazz. Like
Oh my
I want
gosh.
to get matches with them before they retire for sure. So they're at the top of my list. There's a bunch of matches that were scheduled to happen. I was supposed to wrestle, and they didn't happen. So I'm hoping that those matches still happen. I don't know. A couple of the girls that I was supposed to work have gotten signed since. So we'll see what's going on whenever I'm free.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of getting signed, I know that you've attended a WWE tryout in the past, I believe in 2016. You had your debut match on AEW Dark against Thunder Rosa. Very strong start to that experience. Is there anywhere in particular that you would like to land right now in terms of a contractual, thing with a company?
I mean, honestly, to get signed to any company is a huge deal. I'm not closing any doors. There's still open doors and everywhere for me. Ring of Honor, I was supposed to wrestle for Ring of Honor, but then I was injured. Well, actually, I was supposed to wrestle for them, and then the COVID happened last year for the tournament, the ladies tournament. So that got put on hold. So we'll see what happens with that. WWE is always there for me. So I've got to still keep communications open with them, and then also AEW. Like they're hometown heroes. So I feel like I would be happy at any place. NWA too. I actually had a match for NWA last year, but it never got aired because of like the person that owned the content left the company. So yeah, it was kind of so I would like the opportunity to get to wrestle for NWA again. I would love to wrestle for WWE. It turns out as of like last year, I wrestled for every major company. Like I wrestled for AEW, NWA. Well, I worked for WWE and I worked for Ring of Honor. So I worked for all companies, but I only got matches in two of them.
Oh,
So
that's
I,
awesome. The future is bright. The possibilities are endless.
yeah, I would love to be in any company, honestly, with a major contract before I have to retire. So that's like definitely the main goal. So it's definitely, I have high hopes whenever I come back. So we'll just have to see. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, whatever the universe throws your way, I'm sure you'll be prepared for it. Thank you so much for coming on Wrestle Tea, Lindsay. I just want to leave the audience with one last question.
Okay.
When are you coming back to action in the ring? When can we see you back, possibly?
Hopefully in November time. I feel like I should be ready to go. That's like what the doctors gave me. So like I said, like fingers crossed. Like we don't know what's really gonna happen yet, but hopefully I'll be cleared by November and be back into the ring kicking ass.
Well, I cannot wait for that. Hopefully see you in person at some point soon, and best of luck with your recovery. Guys, just remember, link in bio to all of Lindsay's social media, as well as any merch that's available. Please support her while she's on hiatus from wrestling. That's what it's all about. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And like and subscribe to Wrestle T.
Thanks, Sam. You're awesome. I appreciate it.
Thank you, you too, dude.